Yes, I'm working on different parts of my film,
Yeah,
developments of my film.
I saw it in Louvre.
Oh, you were at the Louvre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just. I also record some little your conference with other Fluxus, artists in there.
Oh, on the stage. I'm sorry. I was just thinking about running something, but yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Well, they were all
Your film was
speaking
so great.
French, and I don't speak or understand French, so it was a kind of a funny situation, a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand.
Would you like a glass of juice?
I would like, yeah.
I just made a juice.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's fruit juice.
Fruit.
Different kinds of fruit.
It's good for. What is it?
Oh yes, this is interesting. Was made.
It's about George, yeah.
Yeah,
All connections.
yeah. Basically, it's the script.
The script of your film about
Yeah.
George.
Let's close this and I'll show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Oh, it's so incredible.
Maybe we could put your bags and stuff on this chair,
Yeah.
and you could sit it. See this like there.
Oh, maybe I can put it.
Oh, okay. Right there.
It's okay. Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Do you have enough light there? I have a overhead
okay.
light here. It's
It's
a little
okay.
better.
It's a little. The film of Jonas also is beautiful, yeah, about funeral and
Oh yeah.
so many. Yeah, so many. This is like a script, yeah.
Yes. Exactly. It's basically a chronological outline. And this was made more than a year ago. So we have much more new things, more interviews, and also more media that I've been researching.
But his loft is still in Soho in Mersey Street, or no? No.
You mean where he was living? He was living at Worcester Street.
Yeah.
In the basement, in a basement apartment, was the first building that he developed, 80 Worcester. Yeah, so he took a place in the basement. Yeah.
Because one film that I saw with Jonas, he was in The Wife of the Pike, I think.
Right.
Shigeko. And she told something that she lives in Mersey Street, something? Or?
She lives in Mercer Street.
She lives in Mersey Street. And George didn't. It is her. Okay.
Well, he developed that building, but he didn't live there.
Okay.
It's actually a building which goes from Mercer to Broadway.
Okay. This is this one.
Same building. What did you see that?
In the site of Jonas,
It's an interview with him?
With the wife of Pike, yeah.
But who did
but about Jonas, about George, yeah.
When did you see this?
In his site, his
recently?
No, it was in 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you know it.
No, I never saw it.
It is in the internet, in his
I'd
site.
like to see it. Yeah.
I found it by hazard because just before to coming here, my wedding, So whereas and you have a lot of this beautiful film is still didn't diffused officially that you took with all all Fluxus people that you show in Louvre.
Oh, well, I did. Are you interviewing me now?
I film every time if you are not.
Oh, I see.
If you are not.
I noticed you're holding the camera like you're
it's recording every time.
Well,
yes.
don't forget your juice, though.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you have enough for.
Yeah,
okay.
I've already had some.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
banana,
orange, banana, strawberry, pineapple, ginger.
Oh, it's good for me.
And yeah, that's it.
It's plenty of vitamins.
Yeah, vitamins, exactly. It's a good morning juice.
Yeah, it's morning because you work in the night a lot of.
This morning, I decided to go to the gym.
Oh.
And do some exercise in the gym. So I didn't have a breakfast. I had some tea. Then I went to the gym, and then I did a little bit of shopping for food. And then came home here and took a bath and made my juice.
Great.
And I opened my Final Cut, and I'm getting ready to do some work in Final Cut.
It's terrifying, Final Cut, yeah? I still didn't know how to use it for my proper work, but I need to.
But you're a filmmaker?
But I record, I videotape. I have also a lot of. Now I film a lot of some. I call them atypical artists. Well, it's not the good category, but it's the people who I film my encounter with some people that somebody not you is maybe people who advised me to come to see you, but I'm interested in Fluxus also, history and happening in actuality also. I don't know what's happened now, but so yes, I have a lot of films, video.
Interviews.
It's like it's never do. I don't like the word interviews because it's not really the interviews, because it's something more relationship with a person. Sometimes some discovering of something. Sometimes could be performance, like with Jonas when I encountered him first time. It was in Paris. They prepared his retrospective in Beaubourg, and I just in the beginning I didn't know him, and I didn't just to ask him about Maya Deren rushes with something that I look for, and our encounter beginnings like this, from one bar to second bar to third bar. we sing.
Let me have the camera. So yeah. So it wasn't really an interview with him.
No.
It was more of a meeting with him.
It was something more. I don't know. Some kind of try to understand what's the person is, how he is, and something more what's happened between me and some person also. I learn, also by this encounter.
And what did you discover?
Oh, now I film all filmmakers, experimental filmmakers. since that I encountered. I always filmed maybe a lot of artists before, but it was more external. You know, more. It was like film of like a work of somebody. I film, for example, like Jean-Marie Straub, who prepares some actors. So I film 6 months to film him in working.
You were filming him for 6 months?
Yeah, mostly all, les séances of working, just the moment of working. It was usually two times by week. And the actors comes to his home and they prepare the film, together. They read some text and I try to understand how they worked together. So I film a lot of almost all preparations, a lot of film about this kind of work. After I analyze it, I'm a sociologist. So after I use this material to discovering something inside, from the films, how they works. What's, for example, Brechtian Brechtian distanciations, Brechtian term. Brecht, the word is render strange something.
You mean Bertolt Brecht?
Mm-hmm. But he used a lot of these techniques to transform the text in his film, Jean-Marie Straub. So I try to understand this, and in Jonas Mekas I try to understand how he was just impulse from his manner to filming some events. So it was great because when I filmed him, and one moment he was so happy, and his friends begins to sing. He just take the camera from his bags, and so it's a beautiful moment. And after we scream together, it was something more, participating immediately. Something was transformed immediately in the situation, not after, like. So I film a lot of people after the projections of screening of their films, or sometimes visiting the houses, like Giuseppe Zevola. Maybe you know him, Giuseppe Zevola.
Yes, in Naples?
Yeah, in Naples. So I was in Naples, in his house, and I discovered, environment is some kind of strange, beautiful, gallery with his artistic. So I discovered him there. A lot of people, yeah. Also, so maybe when I saw your film, I told myself, yeah, so I'm in the beginning to collecting something like a little like you, but my image is not so beautiful as yours, but some kind
What do you mean?
Because your film is very, very, very well filmed.
Oh, you like the image of the film?
Yeah.
The visual image of it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's important to me anyway. Okay. Yes. Well, what do you do with all of this stuff then?
I need to stop to film now after New York a little for a while and try to organize, to edit it. So I organize.
And what will do you know what
I write some book about film as experience.
Okay.
And I would like to describe each encounter and put some fragments of films that I will, choose from the encounters to the books. Some kind of books, DVD books, I don't know exactly. But it's in progress in the same time, writing and filming and traveling and.
Are you an academic or?
It's some kind of art and research, but I'm work at university. Yeah.
I see. Which university do you work at?
University of Technology in Compiègne, and now I'm in CNRS, which is Research Institute in Paris, in Institute of Marcel Mauss. Marcel Mauss. The name is Institute of Marcel Mauss. It's some kind of sociology, anthropology in Paris. So I'm discharged for the courses this year, so it's beautiful because I can just film and travel.
You're on like a Fulbright traveling scholarship, or?
No, I'm teach now at university, but it's like a sabbatical, you know.
Oh, sorry.
Not sabbatical, but because they just transfer me to another institutions for 1 year, and in these institutions we don't need to teach. We can just do research, and I try to link something because I'm 40.
You're what?
Because I'm 40, I decided that now, I will.
You mean you're 40 years old?
40.
40, that's your age, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I decided that it's maybe middle. No, I will decide to live very old, but maybe it's middle age, And I decided that I've been now try to render something coherent between my work, my life, and what I want to do. So it's important time for me also to.
And what is your idea about living very old?
Oh, I think some kind of precious, life that we have. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. So I would like to live old. Yeah.
And do you have any idea how you will accomplish this?
103.
And how will you do this?
Oh, you can decide and when you decide, something sometimes works.
You think by your pure wish or will that your will produce this kind of thing?
Yeah, you need maybe, some kind of environment also. You need to create your environment in the manner that help you to be, I don't know.
Do you know anything about dreaming?
Dreaming?
Yes.
It's maybe.
Because I had a strange dream 2 mornings ago.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. What was your dreams?
My dream was that I was kind of in a cafe with friends, and I got a call on my cell phone. Mm-hmm. And I answered the phone, and it was Yoko Ono calling me.
Yoko Ono?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me in a very, very serious way that she was dying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was quite deep. The feeling of it was very personal for me. And so I told her, I felt it. I felt the emotion, her emotion, and the announcement of her death. Oh. And I guess I told her, I tried not to say too much.
Yeah.
And I think I told her that I loved her. And I have loved her for a long time. Because I've known her for 50 years now. Oh. I met her 50 years ago, this year. Okay.
This year?
Yeah.
So it's ahead of birthday.
I met her in 63. Okay, in Tokyo. And there was a feeling of deepness, like deep space. Or in the Japanese have a word for this, which is ma. Ma means emptiness, or the space in between words even. And it's quite a Zen idea. And ever since I met her, I felt that she was an embodiment of Zen, that she was, I mean, I went to Japan because I was interested in Zen.
Yeah.
I didn't study Zen. However, when I met her, I thought, this is what I came for.
Mm-hmm.
This is Zen. Her person is Zen. Really, it's a kind of measure of elegance and special personhood,
Mm-hmm.
and her noble background as well, and her history, and that she was very bohemian, and I was very interested at that age
Uh-huh.
in bohemian life living.
Mm-hmm. But how it's compatible,
How is what compatible?
Bohemian and the Zen? Because for me, Bohemian is more expressive, more. I don't know.
Well, I think bohemian is also very intellectual,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a great deal of literature in bohemianism.
Mm-hmm.
I discovered Zen because of bohemianism,
Uh-huh.
because of Jack Kerouac, because of Allen Ginsberg,
Uh-huh.
these writers.
Yeah, because they were in Nepal, yeah. Also, they tried to discover something which was more spiritual.
Exactly. So bohemianism has spirituality, intellectuality. Zen has this too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think basically Zen, a great deal of Zen is involved with thinking. And of course the paradox
Mm-hmm.
of thinking, or the paradox of thought,
Yeah.
and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And Zen is very much a part of this paradox, the idea of paradox. And a kind of magical living.
Mm-hmm.
To live as a magical being.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are two kinds of Zen practice. One is a monastic meditative practice, a very rigorous ordeal, a kind of personal ordeal, a mental
Yeah.
ordeal, a mental ordeal
Mm-hmm.
to find enlightenment, as
Yes.
if enlightenment is some kind of heaven sent,
Yes.
you know. And then there's,
Some more ordinary.
yes, kind of just living,
Mm-hmm.
which is called field.
Field.
Field, living in the field.
Uh-huh.
Field, the field. The field
Yes.
is the distance and the presence and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the dream and her telling me of her death had this kind of very seriousness to it. The feeling and the image in the dream was very personal to me as well. Not just because of her, but the feeling and my visual imagination, my visual experience in the dream was something that I had experienced as a child, in fact.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And so it had a very profound feeling for me.
Mm-hmm.
Serious. So, nothing was resolved in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was walking and I came upon a table and a person sitting at the table. And the person was sitting there with his head in his hands like that, as though he was in despair, or like this. And I came around and looked at him. And his face was kind of puffy and whitened. And he was in despair. And it was my father.
Oh.
It was my father,
Oh.
who has died many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me that he was dying,
Oh.
and that he was sad about dying because he had some unfinished work.
Yes.
Probably something that many people who die
Yeah.
say,
I have not finished.
right, I have not finished the job yet. Exactly. Not everybody is that way, but maybe people who are ambitious, creative people, etc. Especially creative people, yeah.
I think if you are engaged in something, which because the work in which we believe that we do, it's also our life. If there is not, orientation, we can put, we are disordinated and desperate always. But if you have some aim, something which is more stronger than even yourselves, it's the way to living for this.
An inspired life, yes.
So I understand why some people told to the death, no, not yet.
Not yet.
But it's never yet. For human being, it's never yet to be dead. Yeah, it's not the reason. But then it's beautiful because you can continue. You can transform after. You are living another forms, but you are not disappear from the world. So, which is much more universal, much more. We just come back. But what kind of I don't know, flowers or beard did you did you wear, or I don't know, some kind of reincarnations?
What is your question?
If you would like to rebirth,
yes.
What would be your substance, or another man, or bird, or
I'd like to be reborn as a happy person, like yourself. I'd like to be reborn as you.
Thank you. You want to be me?
Yes, I'd like to be reborn as you.
It's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for feeling something good. It's not always the case, but...
Yes. I also have interviewed many people. In fact, I was in Paris in 2012. I was invited to a school, École Nationale Cergy.
Cergy, yeah. Cergy La Pontoise, for the art, yeah.
Yes. And I was invited by a person who was running the gallery of the school.
Oh, okay.
And I was invited to do a workshop with the students in the gallery.
Oh.
The gallery was called La Vitrine.
La Vitrine?
It was in Belleville.
Uh-huh.
And the work that I was doing concerned, for some time I was a taxi driver in New York City.